places to be.
2, 4, 6, 8. Who will help you customize and save? Liberty Mutual!
Got behind. Big shit today. First string was this.
Smells like fresh produce. Delivered daily.
It's an Ollie thing.
I didn't even know that women really play guitar that much when I first.
Oh. Come on, bitch, I'm playing your song. Got to kick this,
Start your
I gotta
route
kick this
saving
bitch up out of here.
service.
I'm tired. I'm tired of Lucas. We gotta go.
3, 2, 1, go!
I'd rather fight Sonic guys.
luxuriate in premium grilled steak.
That was almost too easy.
Get the way. Back kick. Dude, lagging like a motherfucker. I know who you is. I hope you ain't pick Lucas or Ness. Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. Like Nando, if he got Lucas or Ness, he getting picked. Yup, he getting picked. Oh shit. Hold on. Yeah. There you go.
If you have tried multiple oral antidepressants and they haven't worked, did you know that after 2, you can try another path?
Yeah. GG's, bro. Take your ass out. Yeah. Hold on, let me put it on there. Appreciate that follow. Who is it? Dave, the Mario. GG. Let me switch my card. He already knew he was finna do it. Your name says it all. We don't play Lucas in my arena. I'm rude because I kicked you out of my stream and I said I don't play Lucas. I don't care what he is. Like I said, I don't play that. I don't have that character be playing in my stream, bro. So how's that being rude? You can go, if somebody else streaming Smash, go join their arena, bro. I ain't the only streamer that streams Smash. Oh, I got one, bro. Thanks. Have you accepted the Lord Jesus Christ in your life? Because I did in mine. See, the dude that's in here now was using Lucas. I kicked him out, but he came back in and he switched his character.
Pair the new Culver's Fried Pickle Pub Burger with a Dr. Pepper for the perfect pickle pepper pairing.
Oops, it's your hormones. And there's a perimenopausal category 5 night sweat.
lagging, bro. It was lagging though.
Had enough already?
What is that?
Break sound guitar makes you want to play. And
Go!
Who got Mac? You got kicked.
Choose your fighter. Sora.
Can they still do that?
What? No.
Three, two, one, go!
No, girl, listen. No, I'm not shocked about being hot right now. We love this. That this happened to you, actually, because now you can find your real soulmate. No. Well,
Here we go. Great finds.
yes.
Big chicken energy. Mega chunks of white meat chicken, triple coated and seasoned to the back. Banquet Mega. Eat mega, spend less.
Are you good? You lagging like hell. Gotta plug your shit up, man. It's 2026. Plug it up. Why you losing? Cause it ain't plugged up.
They say tennis is great for remembering you can customize and save hundreds in car insurance with your mutual.
Only pay for what you need.
Appreciate this. Rich.
Had enough already?
They're doing it like that. Come on. Touch my crown. Don't belong to you. Get your shit out. Get your shit out of here. Elite K. Rool over here. Yo ass lost. GG's.
I need more time. My clothes can never feel fresh. Well, let's run to Target.
Choose your fighter.
Elite K. Rool, bro. What can I say?
Mario.
Yo. Get off.
For 125 years, the people of Firestone have been building products and services with one thing in mind.
Got it. Next.
Choose your fighter. Alto.
I was like, why did you leave?
You're shopping with blinders on. It's a meat gold mine over there.
Hands off my
Girl, let's get this done so we can hang out later.
Agreed. And I need more Tide. My clothes never You know the Nintendo Switch 2 is doing really well when major websites have to completely fabricate and conjure up things to say negatively about the system because they can't pull the sales angle, and the competition when it comes to Microsoft and Sony have tripped and fell and stumbled and flopped so much that they have to try to balance the force out there by saying something when it comes to Nintendo at this point. So we're going to talk about what IGN had to say recently and why I think that while it's good to have some skepticism or criticism, and fair criticism is fine, there's some things in here that make sense when it comes to criticism. The problem is that the premise of Nintendo losing their soul because you simply don't like a game or two or a movie, I think that's the problem with this. There's also some statements in here that just doesn't really make sense that I would say is flat out false or unproven, and the whole template or premise for this article is, I would say, wrong. Now listen, I know this is engagement bait. I know that IGN kind of trolls to get this type of stuff. I mean, we saw it before. We looked at what happened last year. The Nintendo Switch 2 has to face the problem the original getting, handheld gaming PCs. That was a whole article with a bunch of stuff that ended up being incorrect. Handheld gaming PCs are getting absolutely crushed. The prices are skyrocketing. They're way too expensive. Switch 2 is far more affordable, even with the price increase coming. All things that even at the time that that was written was already happening, and you can see the shift with it, but they ignored all of that for the engagement bait, and they never followed up on that. So essentially, they're just doing this, obviously, engagement bait and stuff like that, but I want to talk about it because I found it fascinating when it comes to the things and looking at what Nintendo has done over the past year or so. Once again, criticism is okay. There's some stuff in here that's fine to criticize. The problem is that Nintendo's not losing their soul simply because you don't like a thing or two or something. So we'll talk about that and a bit more. But before we continue, we are giving away a Nintendo Switch 2 at 140,000 subscribers or on September 1st, whichever comes first. Subscribe, like, comment. The winner will be chosen at random, and it's a worldwide giveaway. Thanks, peeps. Okay, so over on Twitter, the premise for the article was this. The Switch 2 is an iterative update console. The Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and Star Fox remakes are safe bets with generic art styles. The Mario movies are by the numbers. Is Nintendo losing its soul? So we have to stop right there. That's their premise. They go into other things, but the premise right here is incredibly flawed. And it's not even just about opinions, it's just outright objectively flawed. So let's first start off with the Switch 2 being an iterative update console. This is something that Nintendo's done before. If Nintendo is losing their soul, that means they used to do something completely different than what this is. And it's something new for them because, man, they used to do all of this, but now they're doing this thing that's iterative. That's different, right? No, not really. You look at the NES, the Super NES. That was an iterative console. Super Nintendo, did they lose their soul when they did that? Of course not. You look at the Game Boy to the Game Boy Advance. That was also an iterative system. Did they lose their soul back then? Of course they did. You look at the Nintendo DS to the Nintendo 3DS. Is that an iterative system? Did they lose their soul at that point? No, they never did. You look at the N64 to the GameCube. Is that an iterative system? Of course it is. They just changed the medium from the cartridges to the mini discs, but the system was essentially a really powerful, better to develop for Nintendo 64, with focus of local multiplayer, 4 controller ports, party games, mix of cool, mature games to Resident Evil and things like that. So, they've had many iterative systems over the years, from the 90s to the early 2000s to the mid 2010s and everything. So to sit there and say that it's an iterative update console and that's part of the potential why they're losing their soul, as if they haven't done that multiple times before. No, they never lost their soul before when they made one. They're not losing their soul now. So that's the first major issue with this. And I'll also state that the jump from the Switch 1 to the Switch 2 is staggering when it comes to the power and what it can do and the feature set and everything. So while, yeah, it is taking what the Switch 1 did and super running with it, it's not a bad thing. Once again, they've done that many times before, and they never lost their soul with the Super Nintendo, or with the GameCube, or with the GBA, or with the 3DS, so it's not here. Now, Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and Star Fox remakes are safe bets. Sure, you can say that they're safe bets. These are want those games, but sure, you said they're safe bets. But the generic art styles is, I would say, wrong, objectively wrong. And the reason why I say that is because when we talk about losing your soul because of the art style, the original art style for Star Fox was a realistic.
Today I'm partnering with Chase Freedom Unlimited to bring New Yorkers a little bit of joy. Why? Because I earn 1.5% cash back on everyday purchases.
Only use brown sugar for my coffee.
Ooh.
How old are you now?
26. 53. Oh, wow, you look amazing.
At University of Phoenix, learn skills employers value and apply them right away. Take one course at a time, with tuition that won't change throughout your program, so you can balance it all. Get started at phoenix.edu.
Graphics type of game. That's what they were going for. The FX chip was literally built to do graphics better than what the Super Nintendo can even do. They weren't losing their soul because they wanted to make a really impressive graphic looking game. Star Fox does not have a generic art style. It has great graphics and has its own anthropomorphic style within what they want to do. It's pretty much the reliable vision of what you thought the game looked like when you were playing it on your N64 or you were playing it on your Super Nintendo. You thought those were realistic looking animals inside the cockpit of a plane and flying through realistic looking environments. It wasn't supposed to be some type of anime or cartoon type of game. That's not what Star Fox was with the Super Nintendo game or the N64 game. So to say that they have a generic, to say that Star Fox has a generic art style, I would push back against that a lot. It doesn't. It has great graphics and it has a cool, like I said, shading and tones and mapping and all different types of cool graphical styles and techniques to that game. But that doesn't mean it's generic simply because it's a realistic art style. That makes no sense. There can be a cartoony game that looks generic too. There's a million cartoons. So I don't understand that thought process at all. That makes no sense. Now, when it comes to Ocarina of Time, we've seen one little snippet of Ocarina of Time of Link lying down in his bed. When you played Ocarina of Time back in the day, that also wasn't supposed to be like an anime or cartoon type of thing. It was supposed to look realistic. That's what they were aiming for with the graphics that they had available to them. Now, yes, obviously, you go back and look at it, there's odd shapes and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure that the Ocarina of Time remake will have some pretty interesting and different styles and different stuff in there. But I don't think you can quite call it generic yet without actually seeing the game in motion, seeing all the different backgrounds, seeing the characters, seeing everything. All we've seen is one shot. It's way too early to start doing that, especially if you're going to put it in the same type of art style or bracket as Star Fox, a game that's out and we can actually see and analyze. So that also makes no sense. And I think that the people writing this article and I think the people talking about like how IGN did this, I think that they know that. They know that it's way too early for that. And they know that Star Fox really doesn't have any type of generic style. They just think that realistic means generic, which is completely false when it comes to that. At least when it comes to Nintendo, realistic means generic. That's silly. Now, let's talk about the Mario movies by the numbers. Now, the funny thing is that I read the article, and in the article, he complains that because of the Rotten Tomatoes score, the score is not good, it's mediocre, it's bad, and that Miyamoto liked it and defended his own movie. He felt that was the reason why they're losing their soul. But I have a problem here with this because that would mean, or that would imply that Nintendo somehow made a bunch of cool movies that were really good and that all the critics liked and that everybody thought was incredible when it comes to story and everything, and that they went away from that. But the last movie that they made when it comes to Mario was the live-action Mario movie, which also got terrible reviews on Rotten Tomatoes from critics. Another problem is that he uses the Rotten Tomatoes score to try to justify what he's saying just from critics and ignores the fact that fans love the Mario movie. A lot of fans like it, a lot of kids like the movie, and those movies are stuffed with Nintendo nostalgia, they're stuffed with Nintendo respect, with different types of things happening, different types of characters. So I don't understand how it's losing their soul when they're actively trying to put different things in the movies. Like, for example, the Star Fox movie. That's pretty cool that he's in there, gives him some more publicity, some more shine. Obviously, they had the game there, so that was part of it. Having Yoshi in there, they had the Yoshi game too. So it makes no sense with that. Now, another problem that I have, and even in the article, they kind of try to damage control and try to get ahead of people saying, well, hey, what about Yoshi? And what about Donkey Kong? And what about Mario Kart? And what about all these games that have different types of art styles and different types of things? But they do a really poor job of explaining it and saying, well, yeah, sure, they have some things, but they complain about the $80 Mario Kart as if that somehow means that Nintendo's losing the soul because you don't like the price of the game that the large majority of people are getting in the Choose Your Game bundle or in the original bundle for $50 with the Mario Kart bundle. Like, that makes no sense. That's just a criticism, and that's fine. You can be critical of that aspect. I was critical of that. But that has nothing to do with them losing their soul. Mario Kart World has more soul than a lot of the other Mario Kart games. A lot of the other Mario Kart games try to play it safe. They just update the graphics. Sure, they have some cool stuff here and there, but Mario Kart World actually adds double the racers, so that's a lot of strain on the CPU and what you can do with the system. It also adds a brand new mode when it comes to Knockout Tour that's really cool. It adds a huge open world that has a lot of variety that you can do different tricks, and you can get really skilled in the game. So when it comes to new features and abilities and stuff in the game, Mario Kart World adds more than a lot of the previous Mario Kart games. So it makes no sense when he says that Mario Kart $80 and that they're losing their soul because of that. Another problem is that he tries to damage control with, oh, well, they do have a bunch of games that they've done that have these cool art styles like Splatoon Raiders and Fire Emblem and whatever the case is, but then he says for every single one game that does that, there's a misfire like Metroid Prime 4. Once again, Metroid Prime 4 has nothing to do with them losing their soul or anything like that. They made the game, it was in bad shape, they saved it, they still put it out, and your own site gave it an 8 out of 10 and said it was great. So it makes no sense. You're just giving a criticism of the game. You didn't like it. That doesn't mean they lost their soul because you didn't like it. Just like they didn't lose their soul when people didn't like Metroid Other M. That was rated just about the same as Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. They're right around high 70s score on Metacritic. So did Nintendo lose their soul then too because some people didn't like Metroid Other M? Of course not. They tried something different. Didn't work. When it comes to everybody, they'll probably try something different later. They just had Metroid Dread back in 2021, and they'll probably have a brand new Metroid game coming out pretty soon here with Ravenous with that leak. So, once again, criticism is fine. If you don't like Metroid, you can criticize it. You don't like Mario Kart, when it comes to the price, you can criticize it. But that has nothing to do with them losing their soul because they tried some different things in a game, which they've tried before many times in the past. So, there's a lot of issues with this article, but I do think it's because they can't go off of the sales stuff, right? I think that's part of it. They can't troll the sales. They can't say, you know, it's not doing as good. There's too much good publicity with some of the stuff with Nintendo so far because Microsoft and Sony are once again flopping with live service, firing people left and right, shutting down studios, and Nintendo's making more first-party exclusives than Microsoft and Sony combined in the last years. So I think this was essentially a scheduled type of thing to engagement bait and everything just because they needed some clicks. Because it's such a poorly formed argument when it comes to what's happening here, disguised as trying to be objective when it's really just not at the end of the day. Now, I did want to go over some of what some other content creators are saying out there because they are getting absolutely hammered on YouTube, in addition to Twitter, everywhere. So, Endakuba wrote this on Twitter with the quote tweet says, to call the Switch 2 an iterative update console is beyond blasphemous. So we're just going to ignore Mario Kart World's art style reminiscent of the old school art, Donkey Kong Bonanza's art style, Kirby Air Riders art style, Splatoon Raiders art style, Copia's art style, Rhythm Heaven's art style. None of those games I listed look generic. Plus, we've only seen one scene from Ocarina of Time. So how in the world can you even talk about that art style being generic when we haven't seen much of anything yet? Also, the Mario movies being by the numbers was good enough to have one of them become one of the highest grossing animated films of all time in the top 10 at number 6. Like, what are y'all talking about? Yeah, that's one of the things that a lot of people are talking about there. Nate from Direct Feed Games, who almost never comments on anything when it comes to stuff like this, actually quote tweeted it and commented with this. This opinion piece should have stayed in drafts. 1, $1 billion corporations don't have souls. 2, the argument that games can only have souls with colorful, vibrant visuals or quirky mechanics is nonsense. Finally, it's engagement bait that argues a weak, poorly thought case. Now, if you go down the list on the Twitter page, once again, they are getting slammed in the comments. And you know things are bad when you have 682 likes and 815 comments. with 587 reposts, retweets, or recomments or whatever. Like, that's how you know that you're getting absolutely obliterated and ratioed to death on this one. So Stealth also wrote, we've seen literally half a second of Ocarina of Time footage. Is that enough to call the entire game art style generic? He does say some nice things about Nintendo, but I can't get past that. Haha. Yeah, I mean, there are some good things in there, but the problem is that it's kind of like setting up for the damage control when it comes to other things, and the whole premise doesn't make sense in the first place. Danny G says, what? Just in the past year, there's been Donkey Kong Bonanza, Kirby Air Riders, Splatoon, Raiders, Pokemon Pocopia, Rhythm Heaven Groove, Tomodachi Life, etc. All games with soul and different from anything else out there. Yep. Ant Dude also says, we really out here just BSing articles just for the sake of it, huh? Keep it up. Get them clicks. Yeah. Nintendo Fangirl says, buddy, the one thing we still have is soul. So, yeah, that's like another thing there. So most of the comments are people just kind of comparing them a new one with this. And once again, I have no problem with criticism. You want to say, hey, look, Mario Kart World, the $80 price tag was not good. Or if you want to say, I didn't like Miles McKenzie or the green crystals or some of the aspects of Metroid 4. But when you start using that as some reason why they lost their soul because you don't like certain aspects of it, or because you don't like Miyamoto's opinion that he liked the movie, and even by the own Rotten Tomatoes score that they showed on there, the user score was 87. So people like the movie. Are we only going off what critics say to say if it has a soul or not? But a lot of those people who don't even like video games, they just did it because it's their job. So it doesn't really make sense to me. The whole article doesn't. And I just wanted to talk about it. I thought it'd be interesting. Catch up with another IGNL. So IGN, I need you guys to address the article here. You guys still haven't addressed this article. Switch 2 has to face a problem the original didn't. Handheld gaming PCs. What happened there? You guys need to address the prices on those. You guys need to address the flop sales on those. You guys need to address the situation that's happening with the Steam Deck, how the sales have pretty much tanked all the way down to nothing, which you guys yourselves wrote about. Like, you guys need to address that. I still need a follow-up on that article. You know, what happened there? What happened? Why are you guys moving on to something else? This needs to be addressed. So, I'll keep doing it because I think it's funny. But that's how you know the Switch 2 is doing really well. And they have to conjure up and fabricate stuff out of thin air because, wait a minute, people are liking it a bit too much. Can't let them get too big of a head. You know, gotta keep them honest with stuff. So, what do you think about all of this that we talked about here? Let me know. Alright, peeps, that wraps it up for this video here. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and check out my other Switch 2 RPG content and more right here on screen. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. I don't give IGN any type of exclusive no more or anything. I don't give them none. I'm done. I'd give it to somebody else. I'd give it to a bigger YouTuber, or I'd give it to a different website that doesn't want to sit there and be disrespectful like that for no reason, like uncalled for.
You win, man!
This game just makes no sense to me. Oh, it's plus. This game just makes no sense to me, though. This would just never happen to me against a random in a real Street Fighter games. It's crazy how this game is designed for you to just lose to random niggas. It's wild to me, man. Evo, bro. Really just made some simplified Street Fighter, so regular niggas like this can beat me in fighters. It's crazy, bro. Like, who the fuck is this random ass nigga? Bet you $100 PayPal right now you can't beat me 1 round in 5. Stop moving like it's Evo before I ban you out of my room. Just play the game, bro. I don't even care. I'm not playing this dumbass nigga. Whoever the fuck this is, I bet you $100 you can't take 1 round off me in 4 or 5. You willing to take that bet? You lose, you pay nothing. I win, I pay you. Well, hold on. I lose, I pay you. You're a Street Fighter player, right? Show me. Take 1 round off me in Street Fighter 5. 1 round. Whoever the fuck that fake ass player is, the Ingrid player, beat me in 1 round, I'll PayPal you $100. You lose nothing. You win, you gain. You lose, it just proves your ass at Street Fighter. What's wrong with that? Who is the Ingrid player? Alright, say less. Oh, it's you? Alright, beat me 1 round in Street Fighter 5 right now. Damn, this nigga wasn't even subbed and got in my lobby? How does that happen? How are non-subs getting my code? Anyways, somebody must have gave this nigga my code. Alright, beat me 1 round in Street Fighter 5, I'll give you $100 in PayPal. There's the challenge. If you're the Ingrid player, right? Show me you know how to play Street Fighter. You lose, you lose nothing. You win, you gain something. You only gotta beat me 1 round. Show me you know how to play Street Fighter, Mr. Evo. Well, hold on. I lose, I pay you. You're a Street Fighter player, right? Show me. Take 1 round off me in Street Fighter 5. 1 round. Whoever the fuck that fake ass player is, the Ingrid player, beat me in 1 round, I'll PayPal you $100. Matter of fact, I'll make the deal sweeter. You just bought Street Fighter 5 yesterday? Exactly my point. You ain't no Street Fighter player, bro. Bro, a nigga like this beating me in a fighting game, that's why I don't consider Street Fighter 6 a fighting game. Nigga doesn't even know how to fucking play 5, doesn't know how to play 4. You're not a Street Fighter player. You're a nigga that plays Fortnite 6. You can't even... I don't know why Capcom did this shit, bro. It's like I'm playing niggas who aren't good at other fighters. And I'm losing to random-ass niggas. Even though I'm playing with a brand new character, it don't matter. When you have real fundamentals in fighters, it doesn't matter if I'm new to a character or not. I should be able to just beat you with one button. Because that's the way fighting games are designed. I know frames, I know this, I know that, I should be able to body you. This game, I'm telling you, Drive Rush ruins this whole game. It basically allows a custom combo system to niggas who can't combo in real fighters. And on top of that, everybody has a fucking target combo that leads to something. Why does everybody in the game basically have a target combo? Like, what the fuck are we doing? If that doesn't show you modern mode, everybody having a universal target combo, a custom combo system, doesn't show you that this game isn't a real fighting game, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. If men are losing to a 15-year-old, then the nigga was godlike in 5, won hella fucking CPTs, everything. If that doesn't show you that this isn't a real fighter, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. You don't need me to come in here and lose to scrubs to show you that the 6 is not a real fighting game. Just watch the circuits. You think that 15-year-old could beat Mena in Street Fighter 5? Fuck no. Impossible. But whatever though. Look, all you people that play me in this game, I want you to feel great. That's what Capcom wanted it. They wanted to give trash niggas morality and make it feel like you actually beat your heroes or actually beat niggas that are way better than you at actual fighters. That's what they wanted. They wanted to boost your morality that really doesn't exist. Because if we cut on any other fighter, you lose. I don't give a fuck what you just got yesterday. My point is, you're a fake Street Fighter player like the rest of these niggas. No, I don't want to play you in 5. You just bought it yesterday, so it's a waste of my time. I'm gonna just beat you with just 4 fierce without all day. What's the point? It's a waste of my time to cut it on.
10 out of 10 friends say you have to go to that new place, which you have 0 time for.
It's all good, bro. It's 6. I ain't even mad at you. It is what it is. Capcom wanted niggas to beat everybody that's good at fighters. They did a damn good job at making sure it was possible. The real blame is Capcom. It's not really even the players.
If rich people aren't going to play by the rules, we shouldn't either. Like, for example, how rich people use Singapore as a place for their checking and their savings accounts. Or like they use Dubai, for example, as a straw man to basically look as, on paper, nobody exists. And what does exist looks like a lender or a creditor or a lien holder that's drawing and issuing debt against companies, people, and everything else that you own. Really, you don't own. Or what about Switzerland, where they keep their money anonymously, for example, inside of a checking account that's not really a checking account, it's more like a safe deposit box that is based off of a number. Or like what they do in the Cook Islands, where they create themselves a family foundation and then build a family office in the Cooks. And that is the ultimate owner of everything, which means they own absolutely nothing. And they're making all these charitable donations and contributions to themselves. And let's not even talk about the second passport they buy for the whole family. They buy the passport. They don't even need to be born there. And that way they got a plan B. If they need to exit, they can go to 150 countries visa-free. I'm not going to say anything about the Wyoming LLCs that hold their deeds and their titles for their cars and their properties. I'm not going to talk about the anonymous status that those entities have so they can't be seen on public record. You know what the biggest misunderstanding is of all of this? Anybody could do it. They make it seem like anybody can't do it, but anyone can do it. A Bahamas LLC costs you $300. Opening up a bank account in Singapore costs you almost nothing. Opening up a Cook Islands LLC, maybe worst case, is a couple $1,000. I mean, anybody can do these things. It's just, there's no education around this online because rich people make it so that it's very difficult for you to figure these things out. And that's intentional.
You know, I find it funny that a lot of people still think that America was just, you know, made off of meritocracy, right? I find it funny that a lot of people think that America was just made off of hard work and doing the right thing. No. You got the game all effed up, sir. You have the game all messed up, man. No. That's not how America was built. Are you crazy? Have you picked up a book, right? Have you picked up a book and then read the book? Did you read the book and then comprehend the book? Because if you picked up the book, read the book, and then comprehended said books, you would know that this is probably furthest from the truth. And I think people that think that meritocracy exists anywhere in the world, right? You live in fantasy land, right? You went to Disneyland or Disney World, whichever one was cost effective for your family back then. You went to Disney World or Disneyland, and that's where your mind stayed at for the rest of your life. Lord knows that a lot of, adults nowadays, they have, delayed aging, meaning that, they stay the same age of 13 or 14, 15 years old, and they never grow up. It doesn't matter if they're 30, 40, 50, 60 years old. A lot of people, stayed as teenagers in their mind, right? So you must have stayed in Disneyland your whole goddamn gone life if you think that the world, America, right, is built off of meritocracy. No, ladies and gentlemen, America and the world is built off of savagery, right? I know this is hard for y'all to understand. I know it's hard for many human beings to understand that, there's no true and genuine goodness. When push comes to shove, true and genuine goodness in a lot of human beings, right? Listen, I was that guy. I was that guy that just thought the best of people. I was that guy. Listen, this is coming from somebody who's had to switch over. I've had to switch my mindset, right? Coming from a guy who I know that I'm true and genuine. I don't take the shirt off my back and give it to a homeless person. If I wanted to snap the world into a genuine and loving place, I would do that if I had the power to do that. I promise you. But I had to flip my mind. I had to grow to understand that, life is unfair, right? It's one thing your parents telling you that life is unfair, but it's another thing, going through the motions and experiencing it yourself, right? You're seeing people who don't do their jobs right get promoted, right? You're seeing people who are evil and bad-hearted people. You're seeing these people get ahead. You're seeing these people get the promotions. You're seeing these people drive the nice whips, right? They driving around town. They're doing the hanky-panky, throwing their hands up in the air, right? They're doing it all, right? You're seeing this and you're wondering, like, how in the world are these people getting ahead? How in the world? And that's not saying that good people don't get ahead. That's not what I'm saying, right? Good people get ahead all the time. But it's like playing on Hall of Fame mode. Yes, Sirski, it is. It's like playing on Hall of Fame mode. And a lot of people can't make it that route. Listen, you can still be a good person. You can still be a good-hearted person, but you're going to have to get your hands dirty. Yes, you're going to have to get in that ring. You're going to have to get in that ring and you're gonna have to get in that ring and tumble a few times. You're gonna have to get your hands dirty, right? You're gonna get a chance to wash them off, but you're gonna have to get your hands dirty, right? Nothing is fair, right? The world is fixed. Do y'all understand? Right? America is fixed. There's no such thing as meritocracy. There's no such thing as hard work does get you somewhere, but you need a little bit more than hard work or talent, right? Right? You don't get somewhere just with talent. You don't get somewhere just with hard work. Oh, you need a little bit more, right? You need a little, you need a little mud on your hands, right? You need a little dusty on your hands. You need a little blood on your hands. Listen, I know some of y'all don't want to hear this, but this is just the honest to God truth. And coming from somebody who I'm a builder, right? I love to build. I love to grind. I love to dig in. I love life. So a part of me loving life, I have to accept everything that comes with life. See,
welcome to the afterpill.co, your one-stop shop hub for everything that I offer. Whether you're here to book a one-on-one coaching call, join the Patreon community, explore Horizon Atlas, your relocation app, or access my latest content and resources, you'll find it all right here. Choose your path, take action, and start building the life you want.
This is wisdom right here. Somebody who has grown, somebody who has seen the world for what it is, especially experiencing this and coming to this kind of, fruition early on, right? It's hard to deal with, right? Well, it was hard to deal with, but it's something that you have to accept if you want to carry on in the world, especially if you want to build, if you want to get things done. You have to understand that you're going to deal with wicked people, right? And not just from the tippity top. No, you're going to deal with wicked people from the top, bottom up, right? Because wicked people have money. Wicked people are poor as hell as well, right? It really does not matter. You're going to see it all across the spectrum, but you got to know and understand, right? That's just life, right? That's what comes with life. That's what has balanced me out. Just accepting it, right? Listen, I don't fight it. I'm not trying to be listen, I'm no savior. I'm no Muhammad. I'm no Jesus. I'm no Buddha. I'm none of that. I'm not here to save the day. I am no God. I am nothing. That I am a mere mortal, right? I experience things that mortals experience. I'm not here to change the world. I just accept what the world is. See, a lot of people, they try to come. Now, don't get me wrong. Many people have come and changed, our outlooks on life. Many people have come to change our perspectives on life. And many people have come and made humanity better people. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. However, look through the list of all of those people, right? Many of them died and went on too early, right? Many of them were assassinated. Many of them were imprisoned. Many of them were exiled. A lot of horrible things happened to those people. So even just, speaking certain truths, even if you're trying to help the people, the people will turn on you. The people turned on Jesus. The people turned on MLK, Malcolm X, right? You name it. Whoever you want to name, the people essentially turned on them. And that's just how the game goes, right? Listen, everything is rigged. You got to play the game, right? You got to play the game. If you don't want to play the game, go ahead and sit down. Go ahead and accept poverty for the rest of your life. Go ahead and accept that you're going to be a little hungry. Please don't have no kids. Don't bring kids into it, because then your kids going to starve. They're going to starve. Their kids are going to starve because you never taught them how to fish, right? So it's going to be up to the generation after the generation to probably get something going because you never passed anything down. Yes, you're going to have to get your hands dirty. Yes, right? There's no such thing as meritocracy. No. You're going to have to get down and dirty. Nothing is handed to the good, man. Right? I know a lot of y'all don't want to accept this, but nothing is handed to the good. If you don't realize, listen, man, if you don't realize, a lot of the quote-unquote good people are poor, broke, busted and disgusted, hungry, right? Fighting for their lives, right? That is the state of a lot of good people, right? And I have the mindset of you know, a lot of people like to say, well, they'll get their blessings, you know, in the afterlife. Damn. So we gotta live this horrible life just to get our blessings, you know, in the afterlife. That's how that works, right? If I'm not mistaken, the scripture clearly tells me that I can be blessed while I'm here, right? The Quran says some of the same similar things, right? They say the exact same things. Why can't I get my blessings here? See, that's the problem that I have with a lot of, you know, religious zealots, right? They always talking about after this, the afterlife, after that. But what about living now? What about getting and achieving things now? What about getting your blessings now? If you can get your blessings, why not get it now? Why not have your heaven here? Why you gotta wait to after? Why you gotta wait to after to achieve all of your royalties? Right? That's a waste of life. You think you about to get into heaven and you never did any. You didn't use your life to the best of your ability while you was here. If I was God, I was like, man, get this ninja up on out of here, right? You had a whole life. You lived 80 years and all you did was sit on the corner and talk about heaven, right? Y'all know those homeless people be coming up to you like, yeah, man, I used to be this and I used to be that, but I turned my life over. They coming out the gas station with some malt liquor, teeth missing, like, man, yeah, it don't look like it. It look like you know. You on a road to poverty. It look like you on a road to destruction. Right? Listen. Everything is not what it seems. Right? They like to tell you that, oh, if you just work hard and do what you're supposed to do. No, while they're bending the rules, right? While they're playing by a different set of rules, I hope y'all know that many people are playing by a different set of rules. They're not playing on the same board as you. Y'all are still playing checkers. Y'all playing with life. Y'all playing life with checkers. Life with checkers? No. Life requires chess. And they're playing chess. That's why we continue to see, if you ever wonder why the rich continue to get richer, if you ever wonder why the poor continue to get poor, because the poor continue to play the same game, and guess what? The rich continue to play the same exact game that they've been playing for generations. This is why you only see tiny little trinklets of people make it out. Because those tiny little trinklets of people, they understand that, oh, this is how the game's been played. Oh, the game is rigged. Oh yeah, the game is rigged. So basically, I can't play by the normal NPC rules. I gotta play by a whole totally set different rules. And maybe sometimes these rules may go against what I believe in. Oh, the rules very well will go against, especially if you're just super religious or whatever. Yes, it will go against what you believe in. But dig this though, some of your preachers and some of your pastors are playing the exact same games up there in the pulpit. Ooh, y'all don't want to hear that. Ooh, I done hurt some of y'all Christians' feelings. I done hurt some of y'all feelings. Yes, but this is the truth.
I knew I'd win.
They playing some of the exact same games up there in the pulpit. They up there preaching and hollering and right? While they pass around, you know what? When I was always in church, I always felt some kind of way when they get up there dancing and singing and all that, you know, doing a robot, doing a stanky leg, and then they just, all right now, so the buckets will go around. Make sure you donate to the Lord, right? And I'm like, what was this a? In my mind, I'm like, was this a show or something? Like, and then you always feel guilty. One thing I loved about my grandma, man. Shouts out to her, rest in peace. She always made sure that each one of us, if she took all the grandkids to church, she always made sure that everybody had $1. Like, y'all not about to come. She was always, y'all not about to come to church with me and not give anything, right? Y'all was gonna give something, right? And she always, when the little buckets went around, she always passed us some dollars. She's like, pass this to your cousin. Pass this to your brother. Pass this to your sister. Y'all make sure y'all put it in the bucket. Sometimes I even took $1 out. I'm like, man, I need to buy a Coke or I need to buy some candy or something. I want some chips after we leave here. I'm starving, Grandma. But Man, I always felt some kind of way when they'll just pass the buckets around. I'm like, dang, it's like they put on a show and then expected, you know.
Scrubbing bubbles. That's the scrubby way.
Everyone's in a good mood tonight.
Cheers. Yeah.
One night only.
Hello, YouTube family. It's Uncle Tim right here. Use the channel where I am. I'm your host, Uncle Tim. I see a lot of people holler and scream that life ain't fair. How are people able to do this? How are people able to still go places and do stuff? No, you do it because you can. You work your ass off, you save your money, and you can do a lot. But people make it seem like, I don't got it. How do this person get it? I had somebody hating on me because I was doing stuff they wanted to do. I was working my ass off to get it, and they couldn't understand for the life of them how I was doing this. And they were like, man, are you doing something illegal? No, I'm working fucking jobs. That's how you do this stuff. Oh, man, but you know, it don't seem like it add up. No, it ain't gonna never add up to you because, see, you can't see me with anything. See, this is what's wrong with this country now. People can't see you with shit. People hate on you because they're mad. They're angry at life. They're mad because their shit don't look like the way they want it to look. They want to look Instagram and, you know, TikTok worthy and, you know, have this aesthetic, this type of life, this leisurely life where they showing homes and trips and every damn thing. That ain't reality. That's fake. What life is hard. You work a 9-to-5 job where it damn near steals your soul, where it takes everything that you got to get up in the morning because you're so damn tired. You got personal days where you're taking them damn near at the beginning of the year because you're so damn tired. You burnt out, and nobody understands that. Being burnt out at a job, bro, is like shit. Like 90% of the population. I don't even give a damn if you like your job. You still get burnt out. You get burnt out because it's work. You don't own this. This is something that you build sweat equity in. And you don't get a percentage of it. You may get a raise, you may get a title, but when they're tired and, you know, they want to restructure, they remove you. You've been with the company 20 damn years. I mean, you've been putting every damn thing in. Man, you done missed days, you done did this, you done missed, you know, graduations just to be at work to make sure shit runs smooth, bro. And all of a sudden, you get phased out. And you get that speech where, you know, we're going in different directions. We got to save the company. Bro, they ain't trying to save the company. They just trying to save money. You was expendable. So don't make yourself into a tool at work where they could just use you and discard you when they're done. See, we get out here and we cry about every damn thing. We cry about everything that we say that is not fair. We cry because we say life is hard. Life has been hard for the longest. It's just you haven't experienced it. See, they hide shit from you. They hide the reality of what life is. Owning homes, owning a car, bro. Owning a car right now is just ridiculous. People catching buses and they taking Ubers and Lyfts now because, damn, it's crazy. People are bitching about Airbnbs, talking about Airbnbs are more expensive now and they should be cheaper. You know, I remember you didn't have to clean up or do this. People were leaving those Airbnbs fucked up. They were destroying these people's property. Now that they're making you pay for the shit that you're doing, you upset? Damn right you gotta clean up behind yourself. You just leaving messes. Nobody wanna clean up that shit. This is why you pay a cleaning fee. Bro, the cleaning fee that you paying, you think that's actually cleaning this damn stuff? No. See, the morality of the thing, people think they should get shit for free. Oh, we going back to hotels. Now you see the hotels charging you an arm and a fucking leg. And you seeing, you know, at any given point, people tired of you taking advantage of them, fucking over them, mistreating you, you know, and we can't call it for what it is. We love to be victims out here. Oh, the Airbnbs are charging too much. You know, they want this, they want that. Oh, man, you know, our government, you know, don't care about us. They never did. Brother, you are a tax number, which is your Social Security number. You are a paycheck to them. The rich make money off of you because you're traded on the stock market. Your Social Security number It's actually a damn bank account mixed with your birthday, bro. It's crazy how this works, and nobody really talk about it. You know, how is land that used to be free, you gotta pay for it? Talking about home ownership. You don't own any damn thing. You don't own that home. You think I'm playing? You don't own the property under the home. Shit, you really don't own the home. I'm trying to figure out, where did we go wrong? What do we always think? Why do we always feel that everybody know better than we do? Right?
Gotham is sick. A poison spreads through its veins. Rot in its foundations. The cops sworn to protect it. Can't see what's coming. I need eyes on the streets to scan the walls. Piece together what they burn.
Man, I had so many people tell me, man, I can't believe, you traveling and everything and doing this and that. Man, you know what? Life is short, bro. Like I said before, I don't know too many people besides John and Carl that live like 2 blocks up from me. They live like 2 or 3 times already. I haven't even lived once yet. This is just me living my first time. They done had 2 or 3 lives already. You get what I'm saying? That's something amazing. You don't get too many people like that. And just to be honest, I'm just messing with you on that. I don't know nobody who done live 2 times or 3 times. Bro, I'm just saying, you get out here and you try to live the best you can. If you want to go places, people, I've been asking, what people have been spending. They've been using credit. Can you blame them? I see a lot of young people here. They're all dressed up, trying to catch a vibe, trying to be Instagram worthy, trying to get out here and, pose for cameras and take pictures and be all in the right place, trying to get seen by, a daddy or something. When I say a daddy, a sugar daddy, a sponsor or something. They're trying to get paid out here. They're trying to, live this life and, trying to, come up. Could I blame them? No. But what I'm going to say is, again, life is not what you think it is. It's not some cakewalk that you can come in and be like, well, regardless of what you think, I'm going to do this. This is how I'm going to live. This is what it is. Car insurance damn near doubled in some cases. Car insurance is ridiculous. No matter how many times you jump from provider to provider, it seems like it still just keep going up. Until a minute, it's just not going to be affordable. They're making it where you own nothing. And if you do own something, you're paying ridiculous amounts to keep it. And you mad at people who don't want to buy a home now and they're just renting, you just throwing money away. Either way it goes, you just throwing money away. Home ownership is an illusion. Unless you making good money, bro, I can't see it. It's just realistic. You in there and, the mortgage went from $1,000 to $3,000. Stuff in a home needs to get fixed. You can't fix it because you don't have money no more. And people see, well, if you structure your finances properly, you'll be able to do this. Nobody plans for any damn thing to go, your mortgage to go up $2,000. You don't plan that. Then you don't plan, $1,000, maybe $2,000 you was good at. You're talking about $3,000? Come on, man, make it make sense. Everybody's too busy trying to tell you what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing and how you should be happy, that, you got all these gems out here telling you good advice about home ownership and the stock market. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. The stock market is just as volatile as every damn thing else. If you don't know about this stuff, you need to learn how to get into it before you go spending money, putting money in, because you just may lose.
What if I don't like my therapist?
You'll find one you do.
I can't deal with insurance.
Lula makes that part easy. There's too many decisions. Enough. We're going to therapy.
With Rula, getting help is easier than talking yourself out of it.
Hey, Daddy, when you gonna stop playing?
Big chicken. But the whole time they around you, they scanning for an entry point. They looking for your weakness. Carry on.
A wounded woman is a woman looking for a father figure because she grew up either with a shitty dad or fatherless. A woman who never respects you will always cheat on you, and there is no exception to this rule. Women that believe that men cannot bring peace, it's because they cannot bring peace themselves. So it actually makes them anxiety-driven and insecure about their abilities to bring you peace, so she'll likely bring you chaos. Woman who thinks she's more attractive than you will always belittle you because she thinks that she's below you, and you'll never be treated as equals. A woman who claims that she's in her healing girl era and is bragging about it on the internet or to her friends and family, just remember that it's all for show, because a true person that's healing doesn't need to brag about it. She lies about small things. She will always lie about bigger things. She's comfortable with bashing her friends to you, then she's going to be comfortable bashing you to all of her friends and family.
Now, a woman that can't stand her daddy is definitely not a good woman unless that daddy was a deadbeat or a POS. A woman that's in a relationship with you, but all her friends single and them her best friends. That's a woman that gonna eventually choose the streets over her relationship. A woman that spray her goddamn relationship to her friend, tell all y'all goddamn business to her friends and her family members. She building allies against you just in case she finna leave your dog ass. Never trust a woman that lie about anything, because if she lie, she a descendant of Eve and Delilah. That's the tribe she come from. And a woman that loves drama will forever destroy your internal peace. She for the streets. Carry on.
A woman who plays the field is not only a hoe, but is also deeply insecure and uses it to feel wanted and needed. And she's likely using you just to feel wanted and needed. Woman who gets mad that men sexualize her, but she sexualizes herself, is the same woman that has rules for thee but not for me mentality. A woman who is screaming at the top of her lungs that men are not the prize, that men are beneath them, that men ain't shit, is the same woman that doesn't understand what a good man is because she's never had a good man in the first place. The type of woman that you need is someone that is submissive, that will listen to your leadership, who wants to grow with you, who wants to build with you, who believes in partnership and loyalty, who will do anything for you and doesn't disrespect you in the process.
Y'all better get you a real one. Somebody that loves you for you and not because your goddamn attachment all you got. Materialistic, the car, the money, the jewelry. Don't worry about them. You better avoid the woman at all costs. Because if she loves you because you got some money, you got to keep some money to keep that woman. If she loves you because you buy her purses and take her on expensive trips, once you stop giving her and taking her out the goddamn country, she gonna grow bored of you and begin looking for another guy to replace you and do what you used to do for her, because you can't do it no more. Don't be out here falling in love with a woman bedroom boom, because one day y'all gonna get old. Y'all gonna be too old to be still punching, and you might need some Niagara. And it might don't even work, and she gonna go through menopause. So it get to a point where all y'all got left is the bond, the spiritual connection, and the companionship that y'all built in y'all younger years. If your relationship is just built on bullshit, then when a storm comes, it gonna blow the whole relationship down. Don't play yourself. You better go get you a real woman. It's definitely like trying to find a needle in a haystack. But they out there. Y'all comment below and let me know if you got a real woman. Y'all comment below and let me know if she telling the truth about women. Y'all comment below, do y'all feel like women just manipulate and control men? Or is men the problem? comment below, hit that like button. Make sure you hype me up, baby. Make sure you share this video, baby. I'm giving you permission to share this video. And be aware of them fake scammers that be in the comments too, talking about hit me up, you want something. Nino Brown. That's not Nino Brown. There's only one Nino Brown. I don't see no clown. And when I put on this crown, you know it's going down because I don't around. Think about what I'm saying. We the business.
Anything is possible on Cloud 9. Upgrade your combo or 32-hour strength to a Cloud 9 cup while supplies last. One love.
I vape, but I don't need to vape, you know? I only do it when my friends do it, or on the weekends. I never.
I don't expect to win, so I don't think I'm gonna get mad if I lose. I don't. Lame ass nigga. This is a player match. This ass nigga gonna spam 5 DIs with no burnout. Bro, you're never playing me again in this shit, lame. This nigga's a bum, bro. Just grab a hold of shoulder. Well, hold on. A bitch just said you look 28. Yeah, bro, you got a lock. Yeah, baby, you look down. Oh, just grab a hold of shoulder. Whatever the fuck you need. Yeah, I'll test out my new character on you, Split. Should win, but if you don't, hold on, let me fix it. You will in my eyes, looking for a cutie pie. We gotta make love, we could just cuddle up. Make love is crazy. Ain't no such thing as make. They basically, it's the motion of a demon flip, but it's like God or Street Fighter games. It's just fun. I don't give a fuck about Lou. She's fun to play. For sure, for sure. Nah, it's gonna take me some. Look how long it took me to get decent with Ingrid. It's just gonna take a minute. I'm not playing expecting to beat anybody in the lobby. Kind of experimenting with the character. I like the way she plays. I'd cut on Street Fighter 6 just to play the character. That's for sure. It would have to be on stream. I wouldn't play off.
Enjoy banking with a twist of convenience. Par Bank, Par Cafe. Perfectly unexpected.
With new Huggies Little Snugglers, nothing can interrupt the snuggle.
I am Mighty Keith.
Sir, it's been a few weeks. How are we going to respond to this backlash about stopping physical media?
And why don't we just pretend we haven't seen the complaints?
Sir, we can't even make a post on Twitter without it getting ratioed or community noted. What? And it's not just PlayStation's main account. It's all PlayStation affiliate accounts as well. I made a simple post about my wife giving birth. They said my daughter was a digital copy. That doesn't make any sense. Sir, it doesn't have to make sense. It got 50,000 likes. That means I lost.
Well, guess what? All right, they need to get over it before 2028 so I can sell my $2,000 PS6.
Yeah, because I was looking through the books and we're trying to...
What?
What time is the earning call, by the way? In 5 minutes, sir. Did you say $2,000?
Okay, well, I don't know. If they bring up the backlash during the call, let's just tell them the truth.
And the truth is that we heard our audience, right? That we heard their complaints and we decided to reverse this whole no physical media for the betterment of our loyal customers who've loved us and provided for us all these years, right? That's the truth.
Hell no. If we continue to sell physical, how the hell are we going to control the market? Huh? How are we going to stop $1 from buying the game, beating it, and then giving the game to another $sign to play it for free?
Did you just replace the terms human being, customer, person with $sign?
How mad would you be if I said yes? If these boys start acting up, I need them to know I can take all their games at any moment. Break terms of service. I break into your console and take your shit.
This is ridiculous, sir. They're never gonna stop protesting.
Protest? What protest? I haven't been financially impacted yet. we just dropped Black Ops 1 and 2 digitally, and they did crazy numbers. I love casuals.
These type of things don't just happen overnight, man. Bad decisions leads to bad press, leads to angry customers, and that keeps happening over months and years. Eventually, we're just gonna lose the brand love that we've crafted for the past 30 plus years.
Is there any way, instead of admitting our fault, we can shift the focus to the fault of our competitors?
It's a cycle with all these companies, man. Xbox screws up, and then we screw up. And then Xbox screws up, and then we screw up.
And what about Nintendo?
This company's ran by children.
Goo goo gaga, nigga.
Completely lost touch of what made us who we are. The earning call is about to begin. Please don't say anything that's gonna make people hate us. Please.
Or that's just crazy.
At University of Phoenix, there's no tuition games. Just fixed, affordable
You know, there's a very powerful saying, you create the thing you fear the most. And that's what I feel like Sony is doing right now. I feel like PlayStation and all the decisions they've made for the last several months, if not the last year or two, is all compounding on top of themselves. And it's creating this thing that they feared the most, which is Steam taking over a lot of their user base. Xbox actually gaining momentum and making people second guess what console they're going to get in the next generation. It's all coming together. It feels like a puzzle they created themselves, and they're putting it together slowly as they start withering away, because PlayStation thinks that they dominate the gaming market. No. They think they are the gaming market, especially when it comes to console. That they can do whatever they want, and gamers are going to do whatever they think is right for them. Well, I have a rude awakening for you, because it looks like Sony finally admits that PC is a big market they have to keep an eye on, and also we're going to look into how much Steam has expanded because of all the bad decisions that's been going on across the console space. Let's get into all of it. Alright, thank you for joining. If you liked the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Helps out the channel more than you know. Alright, so let's just jump right into this. We all know what just happened. Sony's executives came out on this, like, Dune-like big platform where they're talking to all their subordinates and everybody that's part of their company about how much more money they're going to make and what billions of dollars they're going to get. And the CFO, Lin Tao, was up there talking about not only the physical games and the reaction that gamers had on it, but also talking about PC and some other things and how they think they needed peaceful harmony with PC gamers. I'm not joking. After they pull their games off of PC and Steam, they're saying, well, we need a peaceful harmony with them. And you know what? Don't even take my word for it. Let's just get into exactly what is said. Sony executive wants peaceful coexistence with PC following the end of discs. Despite threats of a blackout and hundreds of thousands of signatures asking Sony to keep PlayStation discs going, it seems like 2028 will indeed mark the end of the PlayStation disc. That was confirmed in a recent financial earnings call in which Sony's CFO also commented on how the company can keep its distance from PC in an all-digital future. According to Lin Tao, Sony's executive officer and chief financial officer, the difference between console and PC has never really been about the disc. We don't feel that the disc is the factor to differentiate from the PC. For PC, there's certain ways to play with a PC. As a user, it's a long tail. Our strength is that the curated contents, that's one of our strengths. The game environment being stable, that's another strength. Compared to high-end gaming PC, our product is more affordable. We don't feel that the disc itself is a strong factor for differentiation. Going forward, we can coexist peacefully with PC games. What are you talking about? What did I just read? Okay, number one, the stable thing. That they are more stable. Hold on, didn't you just have an outage like a week ago that took everybody out? And to be fair, let's put them out there too. Xbox had a massive outage too that people couldn't even get to their discs. The only difference is Xbox actually responded and talked about what happened and why that shutdown went down. And they gave you a detailed answer and gave fans some assurances that, hey, hopefully this never happens again. Sony said, oh, I have nothing to give you, because they didn't say nothing about it. They didn't even acknowledge it. They didn't talk about it. There was nothing out there to even say that. So for her to even say that they're more stable is hilarious. And honestly, the other thing is, you are not more stable than Steam. I'm sorry to break it to you. Steam is the best gaming platform out there. This is coming from an Xbox fan that's been on Xbox for 25 years. Steam, that I've been on the same platform for 25 years as well, is the best gaming platform out there. They are far more stable and understand the user more. Now, the affordability thing is hilarious. I'm sorry. How are you affordable when your Pro costs almost $1,000 and the PS6 is rumored to be $1,000 also? That's the whole thing that we're looking at. It's not just the physical discs. This is the weird thing. This is how I know they're not paying attention to what gamers want. We're not just mad that you're getting rid of physical discs. We're mad that you don't have the right processes in the back end to give us better digital rights. I don't know how many more times we have to say it, Sony. It feels like you're just not listening or you don't care. Maybe a little bit of both, or maybe that's just the answer. Keep it simple. You don't care. That's what's happening with this whole thing right now. And being compared to a high-end gaming PC is just dumb, because PC isn't just high-end gaming, it's also you can get a laptop and play games differently. You can play Minecraft on your PC that doesn't require an insane machine. There's so many different things that you can do on Steam and PC that completely eradicate anything you're saying. A lot of the top-selling games on Steam are small AA games that sell insane amounts and absolutely obliterate AAA gaming. This is how I know the current leadership at Sony and at PlayStation do not understand the gaming market and gaming fans for today. I think at some point they did. I think that they had a really good thing going, but overall, it doesn't make sense anymore with the strategy they're going down. And just so we wrap this up on the article even brings up the stable games. Here's what it says. The more stable game environment argument is a solid one, as is the curated contents. PlayStation is moving away from bringing its exclusives to PC, and so that's one point in favor of a console experience. However, the affordability argument may feel a bit dated these days, as nothing in gaming is that affordable, whether you're a PlayStation, Xbox, or PC player. Sure, a high-end PC is still going to cost way more than a PlayStation 5, but as prices for both PC components and PS5 consoles rocket up, gaming is pushing itself out of being an affordable hobby. No, that's actually not what's happening. Now, don't get me wrong, things are expensive. Getting a gaming PC is expensive. But quite honestly, I could get a pretty decent gaming machine that can run most games for about $800, for about $1,000. And I'm an engineer. I've worked on things like that. Is it going to run everything at 4K, 100,000 frames? No, but it's going to be good enough for the games that I can play, and that includes a lot of the games that Steam is very popular for, which is AA games made by indie developers that just understand their creativity to garner an audience, which PlayStation seems to not understand. Now, I don't agree with the article saying that it's a more stable environment. That doesn't make sense at all. Steam is far more stable, PC is far more stable. That's just in my experience, and maybe I'm a little selfish in that understanding because I've worked on PCs my whole life, so I understand how to make them more stable. But Steam has been so curated for the last 20 years, and they listen to customers so much that it's just a better experience than any PlayStation experience I've ever had. Now, as for the curated content, yes, this is the biggest issue. You are creating the enemy that you don't want to see, which is Steam and PC gamers not liking PlayStation because you pulled your games off of Steam. How do you expect people to support you on a platform that you just took your games off? Helldivers 2 did really well on Steam. In fact, it sold far more on there, I think more than double, if not triple on Steam for you, and it made a lot of money. Hence why that CFO says, oh, we need a good relationship with PC gamers because we want to sell our games as a service on there. I'm going to tell you right now, PC gamers don't care about that. A lot of PC gamers, yeah, there's people that love games as a service. They enjoy those games. They'll play them. But man, there's so many out there. And there's so many other small indie games and big AAA games coming on Steam that you have far more competition than you do on PlayStation. It's just a fact. So I don't understand how the curated content is going to push people to buy a more expensive console that costs way more. Just to get a few games a year, 2 games a year, exclusives. This year, all they have, and I could be wrong, somebody correct me in the comment section, but all they have is Saros and Wolverine. Don't get me wrong, Wolverine looks awesome. Saros, I could have bought it and played it, but I didn't care. Oh, and Sons of Sparta, a small little side-scroller that I did not like at all, and I played. But so far, that's what gamers are looking forward to buying a PS6 for or PS5 for, is a few exclusives and a not that more stable environment that shuts down and then no digital rights. Good job, Sony. I think a lot of people are going to choose your platform. I don't understand it. And I feel like they've created this monster of Steam by themselves. And in case you don't believe me of how much Steam has grown, let's look at the growth metrics that's been happening, because Steam has blown up the last several years. And I mean blown up. It has been always an awesome platform, but people have gone away from consoles and run over to Steam so much that it's a little crazy. Here's what it says. Steam's record revenue, the shrinking space for new releases. Steam has grown every year. According to game market analyst Analia Analytics, Steam's total estimated revenue for the first half of 2026 is $11.1 billion. This is a 14.5% increase compared to the same period last year, and 8% higher than the second half of 2025, which benefited from the year-end peak season. In just 6 months, it has nearly matched the total revenue of 2021, a year when the pandemic drove a massive surge in gaming. This trend is mirrored across the entire gaming industry, so record-breaking revenue figures themselves are not surprising. However, that 21% figure attached to that $11.1 billion is different. It represents the portion of revenue generated by games released in 2026. And just so we know, here's the graph. You can see it, how it's gone up, and you can see Steam has just absolutely dominated. It's a little insane. New games entering the market faced a lot of pressure. A lot of things were coming out, and Steam took it in stride. And it kind of made everything blow up. Steam has more games coming out on it every single month than any other platform. That's just a fact. That's just what's happening across gaming industries, is that they want to put their games on Steam. And just so everybody knows, Xbox is doing the same thing. Xbox is not only bringing your console games over to PC where you can play them on the Xbox platform, but they're also not leaving Steam behind. This is why a lot of people that are on Steam don't really go at Xbox that much, because they're going to bring all their games to Steam where they want to be, which is the platform. And if you look at how much hardware is going to cost, Sony is forcing you to jump on their hardware and spend that money. Xbox is being a little bit more accommodating. Now, I think that Xbox needs to make their platform better where people actually go to it, don't get me wrong, but they understand that next generation, it's going to be so expensive that they can't expect people to buy multiple consoles or multiple pieces of hardware. So what are they going to do? People are going to buy a PC usually, and get on Xbox and get on Steam and all those other launchers and get everything they want. The only thing you're missing that's on PlayStation is its exclusives. And if they think that their exclusives are going to push people onto their platform, that's fine. Good luck with that. I think exclusives on Xbox could do the same thing, and I think Sony could do the same thing, but this backlash of owning your entire library on there is not going to cut it. And honestly, having one or two exclusives on one platform isn't going to cut it either. You need far more exclusives to make it an attractive option for people to buy your console. That's just how I feel.
My moderate to severe ulcerative colitis symptoms kept me out of the picture. Skyrizi helps deliver symptom relief as early as 4 weeks and is proven.
Now, and Sony, by the way, is not going to back down from this digital sales and all this digital world they're going through. No, because right now being reported, current PS5s have notices on them. Here's what's said on Twitter. The new PlayStation 5 consoles have a notice on the box stating games released after January 2028 will be digital only. Discs for games released before January 2028 can continue to be played on this console. Man, oh man, is Sony doubling down. Anybody else feel the same way? Because that's exactly what I'm seeing, is that they're doubling down on what they're going to be doing. They don't care. They don't care that they're going to have to pay more for physical or anything. They don't want any of that. They want to make sure that they control the market, that they control their system, and I think they're going to get in a lot of trouble with a lot of people leaving PlayStation to go to Steam. That's just what I feel like. I feel like one of the big things that a lot of people, and Sean Layden mentioned this, by the way, that when he was advocating for people to go on Steam, for Sony to go on Steam, to put some games on there because the platform is just undeniably big and it has a large audience, he had to frame it in a way to Sony executives that, hey, if all these people...
PlayStation just dropped a bombshell announcement that is probably one of the most anti-consumer moves in the history of gaming and will have some of the worst repercussions for gaming in the future. They just single-handedly proved why Steam and PC gaming as a whole is going to win long term. And in this video, I'm going to go over everything. Starting off with Sony's big bombshell announcement, why this proves that Steam and PC gaming truly is the place to be right now, and one thing that I think a lot of people forget, console and PC gamers alike. And if you want to know what that is, stay tuned because we're going to get into it right now. Okay, so PlayStation made a blog post on July 1st this year, physical disc production ending in January 2028 for new games releasing on PlayStation consoles. Now, PlayStation for a while has had physical game releases like any other console out there, but inherently, the way it works as of right now is most of the game is on that disc. That's kind of the idea. This is Sony screwing so many people over. And I know there's a lot of people going, well, listen, downloading digital games has been around for a while now. This goes further than that. Sony has proven in the past that they can take away anything they want from you at a moment's notice without regret, really. That goes to show that why should we trust them when it comes to the actual games we purchase? Think about it. We are paying, at least in US currency, $79 nowadays for some new games. So before, you could purchase a physical copy of a PlayStation game, and when you're done with it, you can sell it on eBay, give it to a friend, collect it, have the physical case. Like, it retains value. You can't do that here. This is the final nail in the coffin for ownership. You are no longer able to sell your completed games. You're no longer able to collect anything. And with PlayStation's track record, they could totally just pull your games from you at any time. But this goes further than that. The announcement got met with a ton of backlash online. I have never seen this many companies, like other companies, replying with like joke tweets saying like, I think like Domino's was like, we're gonna make all our pizzas digital only now, so when you take a bite you have to like imagine it. But the problem is this isn't gonna stop people from buying future PlayStation consoles, and that's why I wanted to make this video. I'm sure a lot of you as PC gamers know that PC gaming is inherently better when it comes to ownership, obviously. But I want to talk to you as well as console gamers currently still in the console space, because I have a little bit of a bombshell kind of twist that I don't think a lot of people are considering. But before that, if you like what I'm talking about so far, hit like, comment, subscribe. I hate to ask, but that's what I gotta do. And let me know down below what you think of this announcement. Anyway, so this brings me to the next point of the video, which is why this proves Steam and PC gaming right now is inherently the place to be. Now, I know the first argument a lot of console buyers are going to make are, well, digital has been around. What's up? For forever. And guess what? PC gamers have to buy games digitally anyway. We haven't had physical box sets for a very long time. Yes, that's inherently true, but you need to think about how long we actually own these games for. For example, I've had my Steam account since 2011, roughly around that time. The first game I purchased was Call of Duty World at War. I wanted to play Zombies because Zombies was not available on the Wii version, and that's all I had. So I busted out my dad's old laptop, got a Steam account, bought it on there, and away we go. Now, if this were a console I was playing on, I would be 2 generations out from where I am right now. So if I bought this game on the Xbox 360, I'd be on the Series X right now if I followed that console timeline. Now, I can play this game with backwards compatibility, but it's limited compatibility for some other people's favorite games. And with PlayStation, you can't even do this. You have to subscribe to PS Plus if you want to access their back catalog. Meanwhile, on Steam, I have access to all the games I've purchased from the beginning of me making my account right now. I can open up Call of Duty World at War today, play it on my brand new PC that I built just this year with maxed out settings, 4K. I can grab mods if I want to just screw with the game and make it my own. That's the difference. The difference is the digital games we buy last a much longer time. Now, there's still the argument that Steam inherently has the same exact DRM kind of policy that all the other digital platforms have. You're like renting the license to play the game. However, given Steam's track record, I don't think we should write off the fact that they handle things a lot better, especially when it comes to game delisting. Game delistings that happen on Steam where they do actually pull games from you only rarely happen when online services get shut down, and even then you still have the game in your library, it's just unplayable, and that's not Steam's fault. However, other launchers exist. GOG Games, for example. If you get that launcher, any game you purchase is DRM free, meaning you own the game files. The executable file you could put on a hard drive, you could do whatever you want, there's no limit. If you were to go do these things on a PlayStation, mod it, or try to homebrew it, you would be banned, and your console would inherently become a paperweight. And that's the difference between PC gaming and console gaming. And that's the argument I have to make when it comes to digital games being on PC, even though they're also on PlayStation as well. And this brings me to my next point, which is it has never been easier to get into PC gaming nowadays. There's a lot more compatibility, it's a lot more user-friendly, and Steam has gone out of their way to make SteamOS and Steam Big Picture, where you can get a console-like interface. You don't even have to look at your desktop once. And the best part about PC gaming, I don't even think I have to keep going over this, but it's the upgradability. With console life cycles, you're going through 6-7 years, and then eventually you hit a new console, and you need to purchase that. And the prices are going up. It's already been reported that Xbox's next console, the Project Helix, is going to be well over $1,000, analysts are saying. And same with Sony. We're looking at a much higher price point. And keep in mind, they're actually not planning on subsidizing much of the console here. They're going to make you pay more up front for the next console, even though they're already charging you for PS Plus and a bunch of other subscriptions and just being locked into an ecosystem where you won't own your games from 2 generations ago. And this is when I want to talk about the real cost of console gaming and PC gaming. Look, I've touched on this in multiple of my other videos, but sincerely, I really want to drive this in here. The upfront cost for PCs, I think a lot of you have seen this, especially with the Steam machine, is a lot higher. we're talking well into the thousands of dollars these days, especially with part prices, right? And it's probably not going down anytime soon. But the reason they're doing that is because there's no restrictions on what the hell you can do with a computer. Every time I look at consoles, I see up front an accessible cost that is usually there to bait people into the ecosystem so that long term they're spending more money because inherently they're limited and more controlled in what they can actually do within that ecosystem. That's console gaming in a nutshell. PC gaming, that doesn't exist. You pay, yes, double the price up front in some scenarios, maybe triple the price, but with that you could get better performance, upgradability in the long term. You could swap whatever parts out you want. And the best part of all, you don't need to pay for PS Plus to play your old games or use online, which again is such an outdated practice. All you need is an internet connection. That's it. It's kind of like buying an unlocked phone versus a phone in a contract with your phone plans. You end up paying more if you're on a contract in most cases, rather than if you just bought it up front and then got a cheap plan or something. So, this brings me to my next point. I think a lot of you on consoles right now are maybe considering switching, especially with all the news happening. I think, in my opinion, minus the fact that prices are going up everywhere, it has never been a better time to switch to PC gaming. Assuming you are okay with sacrificing your exclusives on PlayStation, it has never been a better time for people who are tired of the platform they're in to jump into PC gaming. Steam has been making absolute strides when it comes to SteamOS and the console-like experience to get more people into PC gaming. And it's not just about selling Steam machines, it's about so much more than that. Valve as a whole are trying to make it really easy for anybody to get into this ecosystem, because not only does it benefit them for people to buy games on Steam, but it also benefits the consumer to be on the PC platform long term. Again, you will own your games for a much longer time than you would on consoles. Your rig, your actual build, will get used a lot more and will have a lot more upgradability in the future. You will not be wringed out like a towel when it comes to subscription costs, just piling up year over year. None of that exists here. So what do I recommend for console players who are looking to get into PC gaming? First off, Costco has some amazing pre-builts on sale all the time. But not even that. If you want a more console-like experience, there's the Ataman G1 Pro. You can pick that up. That'll do laps around consoles. It is a fantastic little machine that's in the shape of a PS5, for God's sake. I wouldn't really recommend the Steam machine because, number one, the price is kind of high and it's just difficult to get right now, and there's honestly no guarantee that they'll even do a further production run after the first one. I haven't even got my unit yet. So overall, PlayStation's move here is probably one of the most anti-consumer things that has happened in a very long time. And in my opinion, is the downfall of console gaming as a whole. Are people going to stop buying PlayStation and Xbox in the future? Absolutely not. I think despite what they do, people will be locked into the ease of use platform that they offer because of that low entry fee, and it's just not going to end. But this is an absolute stab in the back for resellers, people who value ownership, and just really consumers as a whole. But I want to know what you think at the end of the day. What's your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you like this, hit like, hit subscribe. I hate to ask, but that's what I gotta do. And once again, thank you for coming back to another one. This has been Nick, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, gamers.
Aldi doesn't pay for cart wranglers, no savings go to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Twice Yearly Prep is here. One office visit every 6 months, 2 times a year.
When it comes to PlayStation, if you are a physical game connoisseur, you're a fan of physical games in general, or you're just a fan of having options on how you purchase your video games without having to go through one storefront digitally in order to do that, right now, all you really have is hope. You have a little glimmer of hope that maybe PlayStation will change their mind. They'll course correct. Things like the PlayStation Blackout will actually have an impact on PlayStation, because really at the end of the day, you could sign all the petitions in the world, you could cry about it online, but if you're still buying PlayStation products, they're still making money, they're seeing no damage done to their business, nothing is going to change. I mean, that's just the fact of the matter with this situation. And PlayStation has told you, Sony CFO Lin Tao has told you, we're not going to see any negative impacts on business because of this decision to go all digital. They are that confident. They are that cocky when it comes to you and how you are going to buy your games. But like I said, you still had hope. If PlayStation telling you via the